meditation takes you very deep into the inner realm of what you are made out of. You start with the body and the mind, and you end up in the infinite existence. Our problems are all connected with the body and the mind. We want to know things. That is the nature of the mind. And there is nothing wrong in knowing the material things, its principles, people around you, friends, relatives, your collections. All these things are very important for the functionality in the samsara. The only problem is mind cannot know the unknown. Meditation is all about taking you into the unknown. Unknown can be known, but not in a traditional way. Any object, person, or situation can be known through the mind, because mind is the controller of your senses, and senses have been given to us to perceive the world in 5 different ways via 5 different senses. So all the information that is brought in through your senses ends up in the mind. And mind, being a hard drive, like a camera, takes a picture and holds on to it. So the difference in the material world is mainly how good your hard drive is, how big your hard drive is, and how smartly you can pull that information at the time when it is needed, etc., etc. So the competition, the duality of the samsara is the competitions of the different minds. And that becomes your parameter to be happy, unhappy, what possessions you have, what you don't have. And that's your material vision. And it's stressful, full of suffering, because not everyone is equal. But we judge each other only with that angle, because that's the angle, that's the only angle we know. But mind cannot go into the zone of the unknown. Material things can be known, but spiritual things, if you call it things, spiritual existence cannot be known via mind, because mind is the master of only material things. But when it comes to spiritual, it gets baffled. It doesn't know what to do, because to go into the spiritual zone is the death of the mind itself. But through the meditation, with perseverance, if we persist, little by little, we come out of the grip of the mind. And then the fun starts. Then your outlook for the sansar changes. All your relationships change. All your behaviors change. Because now you have come in contact with the unknown. Because mind, being a master of the known, it still is afraid of the unknown. Unknown means what? The future. What the future is going to bring is unknown to the mind. But the future does exist in a way. It is going to come. Mind projects itself and thinks of millions of possibilities. And in that process, gets stressed out. The anxieties of the future is one of the main diseases of the mind. Mind also holds on to the past and analyzes if it made mistakes or not. If it did, it will try to fix them. So continuous thinking is the result. But by walking away from the mind and ultimately ending up in the zone of the infinity brings you the joy and the peace. Because now you have gotten so much bigger than the mind, so much bigger than the finite vision that you had before. Now you are synchronized with the infinity. Under the infinity, nothing is unknown. It's an inner feeling, inner realization of the infinite existence that exists within us. All your conversations, all your relationships now are evaluated based on the infinite nature of yours. The same things that would bother you before, now they don't mean anything to you. You see the transientness of the words, of the beliefs, the thoughts, material possessions, all those things become meaningless. Your inner vision opens up and the comfort comes, because the future is under your belt. Because whenever the future comes at the mind level, since you are the infinite, it doesn't disturb you anymore. And neither does the regrets of the past, because you are not the same person who was dealing with that past in the past. The joy of knowing the infinite is beautiful, peaceful. So go deep, be persistent. Then you realize all your fears, anxieties were related to the knowledge, the traditional knowledge of knowing things, people, situations. All those fears become non-existence, and the peace prevails in that zone of the unknown. The zone of the unknown can be known only via realization within. And that realization is not too far. Have a good